All praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. And this is going to be a lesson on how it's important to have a good balance of your desires concerning what you hope to receive in the kingdom of heaven, man, right? And this is based on a few things that I heard being said, and I was like, yeah, that's true, and that's a good point, man. And if you only have like basic level desires and what you hope to see in the kingdom, right? Things that are too carnal, for example, right? Well, if the opportunity arises then where you could receive such things as those on this side, you'd be likely to fall out, man. Right? For example, if you cared about having money in the kingdom and you desire to be rich, and then a situation occurred where you could be rich to what you perceive as rich on this side right now, right? Well, then you would end up falling away, right? Because you'd have the riches now on this side, so you wouldn't care to wait for the kingdom in order to get those things. But if your desire is beyond such things as that, but also includes that, and you had the desire to be rich, the desire to be, and but also had the desire to live in a righteous society, and had the desire to be immortal, which are the things that we're all going to receive. We're going to receive all of those things I just mentioned. Then it's more likely that you're going to keep continuing to fight and want the kingdom of heaven, because you can't get immortality in this world right now. No matter how high you reach up in the food chain of this world, you cannot be immortal. The elites of this world, right, that have got the most access to all the different things in this earth, they fall away and leave the earth just like every other man does, right? Plenty of them recently, big time ones of winning their people, are not alive no more, right? Because they cannot receive immortality. This is Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 17. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, for the former shall not be remembered nor come to mind. So certain of the things that we might desire in this world as men, right? Well, this society and the methods that you have to go through to achieve those things or to receive those things in this society, them methods are not going to exist one day, right? Those particular things are not going to exist one day, man. So it's beneficial and highly important that you have a balance of the desires that you seek to receive in the kingdom of heaven. Now, it's not for us to try and make another man feel like what he desires for the kingdom of heaven is unworthy, because whatever a man has to think about in order to keep himself going to get into the kingdom of heaven, right? That's what's going to help him, right? If someone just really cares desperately about being immortal and they haven't considered multiple wives, they haven't considered living in a righteous society, but they just desperately want to be immortal, and they understand that you have to be under the new covenant to be in that, right? And they haven't considered that, man, I want to just, like, there might be another brother that thinks, man, I can't wait to taste delicious food, man, in the kingdom. There might be another person that's main thing that he's thinking about is judgment of the heathen. But all of these things are going to be things that we're all as Israelites going to be doing anyway, right? Every single category is going to be fulfilled by every single Israelite, right, in the kingdom. But it's a thing where different people might hunger for one thing more than another, right? Yet at the same time, it's important to have a balance in all these things that you hunger for when seeking the kingdom of heaven, man. Because if they're too carnal, what you desire, then if the opportunity arises where you can receive it in this society, you'll likely fall away, right? And there's been a beautiful example with a particular guy recently where he's fell away and now he's getting gassed up because he's got a black long coat and a black beanie, which that outfit that he was wearing, like, I could quite easily find like for £50, right? For £50, what's that, like maybe $100, you could look like that. A black long coat, a turtleneck or funnel neck, a black beanie, right? Like some black trousers, and then some shoes that you've already got in your house. Like, that would not be too hard to achieve that look. And he was going on like he was really doing something, saying, man, y'all think I couldn't switch up? And I'm thinking, mate, like, that outfit's not, it didn't look shit or nothing like that, but it ain't nothing to get gassed or it ain't nothing to sell out from the kingdom of heaven for, is it? It's not nothing to sell out for, is it? But when you get gassed up in one category and you've got like carnal desires for what you want to see receive from the kingdom of heaven, if the opportunity arises where you can receive those things now, then you ain't going to want the kingdom of heaven to come because you're getting what you wanted now anyway. Whereas if you think about the spiritual things like immortality and being under the new covenant and ruling this world in righteousness, man, and getting to see Yahweh shine, getting to see our people not cursed, those should be the main things. But all the other things as well are going to be things that we desire as well, because we'll get to do those things in perfection, right? And I have to say, one of those things is going to be the multiple wives. Now, if you want to say it's not going to be, that's up to you if you want to say that, because in the kingdom of heaven, you can have the option for a million years if you want to have one wife for a million years and have one child with her every single year, or have only, if a man so desires, he could have one child in the kingdom of heaven for a million years if he wants to. That's his choice. And then when it gets to that million in the first year, he could end up having 1,000 children the next year. That's his choice, man. That's going to be his life. It's not a thing for us to get too engrossed in what another man desires for the kingdom of heaven. And this ain't me trying to bun nobody out or send no hateful speech out to nobody. It's a thing that's true, right? Anything that we desire to be in the kingdom of heaven, we might have one desire more than another, but it's important, heavily important, to have a balance on the things that you desire to seek in the kingdom. And it's heavily important that the desires that you have are more spiritual than carnal, because if you have too many carnal desires, right? Well, they might be able to be easily achieved on this side now. Oh, I want to be a millionaire. Well, you can be a millionaire in this society now. Or I want to be a billionaire. Even Jakes can be billionaires in this society, and this is our captivity, right? Like, oh, I want to have bare women. Depending on how you live your life, you can get a lot of women in this society, depending on how you live. So it's important to have a balance on things that you desire, man, and mainly make the spiritual ones be the main focus, right? Verse 18, but be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create, for behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. So there's not going to be no mourning among our people in the time to come. Verse 19, and I will rejoice in Jerusalem and joy in my people, and the voice of weeping shall no more be heard in her, nor the voice of crying, because we're going to be just living it up, man. All the things that we think that, all the things that I might think about that I want to receive in the kingdom of heaven, yeah. Some of them things, another brother out there might have not even thought about those things, but guess what? I'm going to enjoy all the things that I'm waiting for. And I'm also going to, if I'm in the kingdom, right, going to enjoy the things that another brother was enjoying, it was desiring to receive, man, that I might have not even considered about. There's going to be plenty of things that we're going to see in the kingdom of heaven, man. Like there might be a certain fruit that only grows once every 100 years. And the first time when that fruit comes around, you don't know about it. You're like, oh, you missed it. You missed your opportunity. But then you keep every single time in the kingdom of heaven missing it by, oh, I missed it by just 10 minutes, or I missed it by 5. And then eventually, it might even be a million years into the kingdom. Eventually, you finally get to taste it. And then you can converse about, man, how beautiful and delicious that fruit tastes with other Israelites that have tasted that same fruit. There's several different things that you can imagine if you've got an imagination in the kingdom of heaven, right? That go beyond the kind of things of the multiple wives thing, right? Go beyond just going upside Esau's head. It's going to be just beautiful to just monitor the kingdom of heaven, like, and get into building a beautiful house. There's plenty of things, right? But they're all important because we do not live properly right now in this society, right? And our lives really, no matter how good you might think things are going for you, really our lives are dead down here, man. We have not really lived once, man, right? We haven't really lived once in any of our lifetimes that we've ever had on this earth. We ain't really lived once. I don't care if we was reincarnated in the time of King Solomon. Even that really wasn't really the kingdom of heaven, man, because we wasn't under the new covenant in that time. We were still wicked ourselves then. We need the full new covenant to be able to truly live properly, man, to be able to truly live right. Verse 20, there shall be no more hence an infant of days, nor an old man that have not filled his days. For the children shall die 100 years old, but the sinner being 100 years old shall be accursed. Now, really, we're going to even transcend even further than this, man. We're going to live unlimited, right? We're going to be immortal. John 3:16 is a beautiful verse when you truly understand it according to our doctrine, right? We're going to inherit everlasting life. That means you don't perish, being immortal. And they shall build houses and inhabit them. They shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. That's a beautiful thing, man. To plant something and then you eat it and it tastes delicious. That's a beautiful thing, man. Just like how it's a beautiful thing when you cook a meal from scratch and then you taste it and you're like, man, I made that. And then you taste it and you're like, man, that tastes better than when I've bought the same dish at a restaurant. Because some things that we might do is like you might go to a restaurant or something like that, or you might taste a certain food somewhere and you'll be like, you know what? Like, I think I could have made that myself. And then you'll research, study how to make the recipe, go out, buy the ingredients, and then make it yourself, and it tastes better. And you did it in the comfort of your home, right? To where you don't need to like dress up some next kind of way. You could just be in your comfortable clothes that you wear when you're in your house and eat that food, man. Right? And don't have to be around no fake ass heathens or no potentially proud waiter or waitress to get the food. You can just be around the people that you want to be around, right? Or even if you wanted to be by yourself at that time, you could do that. Verse 22, they shall not build and another inhabit. So we ain't going to be putting our, like right now in this world, yeah, you have to have a job, and if you don't have a job, you have to try and find one, right? But then all your labor is further helping benefit this society. It's not benefiting you, really. It's not benefiting you more than it's benefiting this society when you work. When you work, especially if you're doing manual things, manual hard labor, you're breaking down your body every single time you go to work. And the moment your back snaps or you end up jacked up, guess what they're going to do? Hire somebody else. They don't care. If you're sick for a few days in a row, for too many days in a row, guess what? You're fired and they're hiring somebody else. And they're going to just consider, well, we paid him. But they ain't going to care that the job that you was doing, that they was trying to use you as some kind of human forklift, right? They ain't going to care that you injured yourself and broke down your body for their company. Even if you was working for them for 5 decades, they ain't going to care. You could have started there when you was 15, retired, so-called retired at 65, and they ain't going to give you nothing really. And they ain't going to care about how badly you was broken down. And you might have made them millions in that time, man. And they're not going to care. They shall not build and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat. For as the days of the tree, for as the days of the tree are, excuse me, for as the days of a tree are the days of my people, and mine elect shall enjoy the work of their hand, which is a beautiful thing. To work and you enjoy your hard labor, and you can see, man, you see all of this stuff here, this house, these houses, this garden, this outdoor house, right? These indoor things that I've made, the specialized door handle, all this. This is from work from my hands that I did this, man. I did that, right? I did this. This is because of me. That's a beautiful thing, man. But then just desiring that alone is not enough for the kingdom, because if you was then able to get some money and be able to make your own house in this world, then you ain't gonna care about the kingdom really, because you're gonna be too worried about building up your house in this world, man. And that's why it's beautiful to have the perfect balance of all the desires that you want for the kingdom of heaven, man. Not just one thing, not just two things. You have to understand the full spectrum of what we are going to receive in the kingdom of heaven, what has been promised to us, man. From immortality to a new body. Like, I have one in a new body is a beautiful thing, man. But then even if you was just desiring a new body because you wanted a hairline, let's say you was like, you couldn't wait for your new body because of a hairline, yeah? And then you was like, you know what, I'm gonna go jump on a turkey thing, and you jump to Turkey, get a new hairline, and then women start treating you differently all of a sudden. Hey, handsome, you ain't gonna care about the kingdom no more, because you're gonna be worried about your hairline that you've already got now. Now, I don't really care about a hairline like that. I don't really care. But somebody out there might care about that. I don't personally care, right? I personally think I look better with my hair cut short. But hey, that's my opinion. Somebody else might think otherwise, but I think that it looks better when it's shorter. I personally think that. So it doesn't really matter to me that I can't grow it like that. Not really. But some people might be desirous to have that. But then at the same time, it's good to be able to have the option of how you would want your hair to be in lawfulness according to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Right? Some people might not be able to have a beard right now and desires a beard. What if they was to able to just go jump on a turkey thing and get a beard then? They'll be like, yo, bond the kingdom. If that's the only thing that they wanted the kingdom for, but if they wanted every single thing that the kingdom talks about, then it's not going to be like that, is it? It's going to be, well, we need the kingdom. I need a new covenant. We need Yahweh Shai to come back for me to get all the things that I desire. That's the way it would have to go then. Verse 23, they shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth trouble, for they are the seed of the blessed of Yahweh, and their offspring with them, which is another thing, man. Like living in this world, and if you have had children, right, there ain't no hope, man, because there's barely even any hope for us to do anything in this world right now. Never mind the next generation that will come after. Right, this society's bugged out, man. This society's through. They ain't really much. And then people that are older that had an easy ass life compared to the people that are younger now, they're arrogant and try and talk up their mouth as if it's the same world that they're living in when it's not. It's not the same world, man. But in the kingdom, it's going to be beautiful. Like granddad, right? He's going to get to see his grandchildren as if he's seeing his own siblings that he grew up in the house with. He's going to be able to dwell around them for like that. Whereas in this world, how many of you Jakes out there, how many of you brothers out there can say that you was able to spend a decade of learning knowledge and wisdom from your grandfather? How many of you can say that? But guess what? In the kingdom, you're going to be that grandfather. You're going to be that grandfather. If you are the elect, you're going to be the grandfather that's passing down wisdom to your grandchildren, to your great-grandchildren, to your great-great, to the greatest, to the manyest greats, you want to say. Saying great 100 times grandchildren. Right? A million times to your grandchildren, man. And they're all going to be part of your particular nation as an Israelite man. Because every single Israelite man is their own nation. The Israelites are a nation, and a company of nations shall come of thee. Right? We're all a nation now. Right? But our nation numbers as our own individual nation outside of being an Israelite might just be one right now. Some people might be two, you know. Some people might be 3, 4. But for the most, it might just be one right now, if they don't have no children or whatever, right? Verse 24, and it shall come to pass that before, and I love this scripture, man, and it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. And that's even something that happens in this world now, man, with parenting, right? A parent might look at their child's clothing and be like, oh, if their child's still young, oh, their shoes are getting worn out. Before they even ask me for some new shoes, I'm going to already buy them some. And I know what color they like. They got the shoes. Oh, I know what favorite meal they like. Before they even ask me for that meal, I'm already going to be cooking it. That's how Yahweh's going to deal with us. Right? That's how Yahweh's going to deal with the children of Israel, man. Before we even ask for something, it's going to be given to us already. That's how it's going to go in the kingdom. Before we even speak for something and ask for something from Yahweh that we want or that we desire to see, it's going to be given unto us already. And that's how it works with parenting in the world in general anyway. A parent will see their child and assess them, be like, okay, they need this, and they go and buy it. Okay, they need that, and they go out and buy it. These are the things that happen naturally now anyway. And that's how we're Yahweh's children, right? So that's how he's going to deal with us. Fathers might buy their daughters dresses that they know their daughter's going to like, and their daughter don't even have to ask, right? Even certain women might buy their man something that they know that their man likes. So certain men might buy their women certain things that they like without them even have to ask for certain things that they need, whether it be for health, style, whatever. That can happen in this world in general right now. That's how Yahweh's going to deal with us, man. Verse 25, the wolf and the lamb shall feed together, and the lion shall eat straw like the bullock, and dust shall be the serpent's meat. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, saith Yahweh. So the animals that we're going to deal differently with each other in the kingdom, and they're going to eat different things. What kind of world is that? But if you're not desirous to see such things as that, and it's just desires for the most carnal base needs of what we're going to receive in the kingdom of heaven, well, you might start seeking it here then, right? So when I heard that being said, that message, that it's not just about lusting after women all the time. It was a heavy point, but yet that is still a point, or that is still a thing that's gonna be done in the kingdom. But it's not gonna be lust in such a way like that, because it's gonna be done in righteousness, man. A man joining onto one woman, right? Many different times is gonna be considered a beautiful thing in the kingdom. Whereas in this world, a man realizing that his woman's pregnant might be a stress onto him, man. That might actually be a stress. People in this world don't really even want to have children, man. People will be saying F that child about their own seed line, man. It's ridiculous. They'll be actually not even caring about their own lineage perishing, when it's actually you're perishing yourself. But that's how evil this world is, man. And I just wanted to make that video and go into that, because it's an important thing to balance yourself with all the things that you desire for the kingdom, and not just one thing, not just two things, to understand everything that we're getting ready to receive in the kingdom, and to desire all of it, man. And on that, I'm gonna say shalom to the elect, shalom.